everybody. This is DJ here live on the web with my brother from LPV, Mr. Akai.
How's it going, guys? You've been laughing this whole time because I've been choking myself trying to button the top button on this shirt.
That's why I'm talking like that. You want to do my Hindu? This is my Hindu animation. How you doing, everybody?
Yeah. But no, I think this shirt is styling. I like it.
You look at that style, man. Ladies and gentlemen, look at a guy with a style. I can see that he has the LPV t-shirt or the Vermland Radio one. If you go look in his back, it's Vermland Radio. The front is the name of the company. He's going to show your back, his back. There we go. We're not seeing. Oh, there we go. There we go. See, there you go. You see it. So it's the new logo. So everybody, hello, DJ Vern, Akai here. Yeah, you're on Just Pure Talk. Now we are officially, and ladies and gentlemen, in audio on Spotify and Apple and a couple more. So we do have now our Spotify channel. Yes,
we have
ladies
an
and gentlemen.
RCS feed. That's what it means.
Yeah, we are really proud to have our show.
That's awesome. That is top notch.
Technically, I want to say thank you to Spotify because I had technical issues there too, and Spotify helped me out. So
awesome.
Thank you very much. We're real proud to be doing our show now on a real podcast system. So we're real proud. So just if you have any chance, anybody that's listening to us right now, if you want to join our Spotify channel, it'll help out. I need to have at least 100 people to join up. That'd be great for us. That'd help us out. And then it gives some modifying. So, hey, Rockforce, how you doing?
I don't know if you heard, but we're now on Spotify, Rockforce, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts, and there's going to be more. We're even on Amazon Music podcast.
Nice.
So, yeah, I just need to drop it into the system, and then it all publishes. So, technically, I just want to say, help us out. Go join our Spotify podcasts, and it helps out also the community of Spotify. And there's a lot of also interesting. Yeah, I use Amazon Music. Yeah, you should find us there too, Rockforce. Amazon Music. So welcome to everybody that joins us.
Amazon Music, right?
Yeah, but we do need.
Are we on Amazon right now, or we're putting it in here soon?
We should be on Amazon Music too, because I had an issue, so it wasn't broadcasting, but we should be there. So if not, I will check on it. But we are officially on Spotify, that I know, because that is where I drop our music, our link, our shows. So especially. So so here we go. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's fine. It's fine, Rockforce. I mean, we all have lives. We can't.
But we missed you. We missed you because we're always happy to talk to you every time. So ladies and gents, tonight is the night. Tonight is Akai's blue shirt on. Really beautiful. So,
you're surprised I whipped a bolo out so quick. You're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm the one wearing a gray shirt, and I should have put my shirt on too.
This is my dad's bolo tie. To be very clear on this. So
okay.
Yeah, so he's no longer with us. So
okay. How do we say that? Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Guy with his boots on. Yeah.
He says he has a job now.
Well, that's great. Real life comes first, brother.
Yeah.
Real life comes first. Sometimes we got job. Man, when I was a young man, 2 and 3, 4 jobs at a time. I'd be working.
Yeah.
Put the ducks in a row, just like put cash in the bank account.
Exactly. So, did you see, Akai? I have something new myself.
You cut your hair.
I got my hair cut. So now I don't have that. What do you ever call me there before? Now it's like really
you were getting into the Mohawk range.
Yeah, no, I'm not in the Mohawk. I'm changing it. Something else is coming out, but I need to get my hair
I
a
worked
little
till
longer.
11 a.m. or p.m.
Yeah, I hope it's p.m.
What time do you start? What time do you start should be the question. If you're starting at 6 and you work till 11, now you're starting to sound like I was at your age. But then I'd go out and chase girls all night too. So,
woohoo!
Remember those days, Firm?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh. 4 in the afternoon or 4 in the morning.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. Wait, I'm having
I'm
issues
hoping
there.
it's 4 to 11.
Yeah, there's people in my
Like
office.
4 p.m.
And I'm going to raise your voice because I wasn't hearing you anymore. There we go.
Yeah. What are you doing there, Rockforce? What kind of job is it? Service industry? What? So, do you remember your first job, Verm?
My first what?
Like your first legit paying job.
Yeah, I do. It was, I mean, legit, the one that, you have to pay income tax on.
Yeah, the one you got a tax form on at the end of the year.
So my first job, I used to be how do you call it? I used to pack the grocery at the cash.
Oh, yeah.
At,
baggers.
Aid cashier. I think that's what it was called, an aid
Used to
cashier.
call them baggers.
Or baggers. Yeah, I used to
they
be a
would pack all
bagger.
your groceries and then
At Steinberg's.
put the milk on top of the chips.
Yeah. I don't think you know Steinberg's in the States. But,
No.
Here in Montreal, Steinberg's was a big big enterprise, a big company, run by a Jewish owner. His name was Steinberg's. No. And it was really, really a big grocery. They went to get some ideas from the States, brought them back here. They were with a Miracle Mart. They were trying to start a Costco-ish thing.
Okay.
But when the father died, Sam Steinberg, when he died, well, it kind of went a little bit berserk. Every company usually when it's the father starts it off, it's always like great and all that.
And then the kids may or may not take over. And
and it was two daughters. So they took over, and then suddenly it was all about issues of money. So not issues, but money. So they decided to sell some parts and stuff like that. So it went like berserk. It went all over. But it was a company that was so big. They had their own plumbers. They had their own engineers. They had their own. It was like really big because they had like something more than 100 stores. They were going like a 200-300.
Well, it's cheaper. It actually is cheaper that way when you get into facility management to hire tradesmen full time.
Yeah, exactly.
They just drive store to store to store to store, put stuff on their list. Okay, I'll get that, and then prioritize it, of course. But
when they closed up, it made a lot of a big mess in the workforce. I mean, there's a lot of plumbers that were on welfare. There was a lot, really a lot. All these different kind of guys.
I used to be a plumber for one of the companies that worked for Walmart.
Okay.
So I would go in and I would do plumbing in Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having people going on our website too at the same time. So yeah, hey Samurai.
Yeah.
What did you write?
Says he doesn't have an updated link to join the stream. I
got us an updated link.
So yeah, I mean, my first job, like real legit W-2 job, was working at a old country buffet as a dishwasher.
Okay.
And I worked my way up to carver, which was not a bad gig because you didn't have wet shoes in the end of the night. Your feet weren't wet, but I would get tasked to like carve on Thanksgiving. And so I would have to literally stand there for 8 hours and get like a 30-minute break. And I would literally like take my hands and press them against the cold tile in the dish room to straighten them back out because they'd been curled like this. Knife and fork. Managers bringing me sharp knives because I couldn't go back and sharpen them. We were going through a ton of meat.
There we got our buddy Truck Sam there. How you doing, buddy Truck Sam?
Pretty good. Just waiting to deliver.
Oh yeah, they got you sitting in your truck waiting.
Yeah, I can't deliver until 23:30 tonight.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's far.
No, it's like I got a 45-minute drive. So.
Man, there's so much news, ladies and gentlemen. People are coming in from all over the place.
People are popping in left and right. I heard it, the dong-y-dee-dong.
The dong. Who's that? Oh, that's that's
Steel.
No, that's a speed bump.
Speed bump's there, and he was waiting for. He's cooking supper. I told him to finish eating before he came on, But
yeah, then why is he on then?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't want to see him cook a supper. It's a podcast. Okay, it's not a cooking show.
No. Yes, earlier I did my trucker thing, Samurai.
What did you do?
Huh? I had my
What
shirt
did you do?
unbuttoned down to about here.
Yeah.
All my chest hair hanging out.
Did you see his beautiful shirt? He has an official LPV shirt from Vermland. LPV is Verms Productions.
On Quack, we've tried reaching out to him. He says he wants to do it, but we can't get him to link up on the show. We don't know what his problem is. So
yeah, you're right. I did ask him, and he did talk to me.
It may be real life because he's newly married and they're trying to have a kid or having a kid.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Well, I don't know if they got it, but they're trying to have a kid, and also he's now
he's now running his own practice. He's now running his own firm, which when you start your own business, those are some hectic hours. It's feast or famine out there. You got to be hungry all the time. Get them ducks. Ranger wants you to send him a link. He doesn't have the new link either because he's a slack jaw faggot.
What do you mean he doesn't have the link? He
He
wasn't.
doesn't have the. He hasn't. You know, he wasn't here last week.
Oh God.
I wasn't either, and it was because I was sleeping because time the show was going on. I
Jesse,
my sleep.
As Jesse the Body said,
yeah,
he's a slack jaw faggot. Needs some of this chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
You remember that off Predator?
Yeah. Now, is he going to be talking to us while he's doing his cooking?
I'm audio right now. I'm just finishing up, so I'm not going to be. I'm not going to eat. Get out of there, kid! No, I shit. Dinner's not even close to being ready. I got home a bit late. Had one. Right now, I am putting pasta into a colander.
Okay, so you're going to start doing a cooking show tonight?
Yeah, we can do a cooking show tonight. How to cook
I think
pasta
that's what you're doing. We were talking.
I don't know if you can cook pasta salad.
Well, you got to cook the pasta first, don't you?
I don't think pasta's not good for your heart.
Yeah.
You know what? Being Italian, nothing's good for your heart. But it sure.
Like telling Germans you can't have fried potatoes. It's
sure is
food.
it sure as hell tastes good. You know, that's the problem. Everything that's bad for you tastes good, and everything that's good for you tastes bad. Yeah, like I want that green cactus juice that those vegetarians eat. Nothing against you vegetarians out there that are listening. You guys, if you like that kind of stuff, go for it. I'm not into it. To each his own, I guess. But anyways, not to offend anyone out there might be vegetarian or vegan and like the grass stuff. I like a nice salad, but I'm not a pure salad. Hey, so what I'm making is chicken salad.
He's really going into a cooking show.
It's a little something different this time. Little impromptu. So we got the.
I'd like to see you at the same time cooking, eh?
Well, unfortunately, my computer's on the other side, in a different room. I'm in the kitchen. So I wish I could hook up the camera. I wish I had a portable camera, wireless cam that I could set up in the kitchen. Oh, that's true. I could. Yeah, that's true.
You know what? We can't do an hour.
Just use the phone on the Discord, right?
So,
or how do you use it?
You do the same thing. You just got to get into Restream, and you got to open your account on Restream, and they do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, okay. But is the audio quality as good? I don't know. It depends on the phone.
Well, it depends on the phone.
That's what I'm using right now. This is what I'm using right now, my phone.
Yeah, so
hey,
we're gonna try some different ways to wear a bolo tie.
Hey, Kai, Firetaz was in the waiting room on Discord, so I don't know if he's.
Oh, Firetaz is in there too, buddy.
Firetaz in there. Oh God, man. Hey, what is this tonight? Please call us up and get with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can
hey, check this out, guys. A little different little different
Start
subject.
taking it off here soon.
So I'm making chicken cheese
Ladies and
enchiladas.
gentlemen, this is like weird where everybody's coming in suddenly, and no one is telling no one that they should be in beforehand.
Nobody told nobody that they were going to be here tonight, and then all of a sudden they're here.
Yeah.
Crashing the party.
About time. More the merrier.
Where's my? I gave him. I don't know if Fire Ties you're hearing us, but I gave you the link. As I was talking and I was saying, for the people that were maybe not connected, we are now on Spotify. So you guys got to be more legal and more nice. We're on Spotify now.
Spotify.
Butter
No
biscuits.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
No 50 Shades of Grey.
What was that
You
thing?
want that? You can go listen to Sirius and XM Radio. They got a whole channel for that.
Hey, remind me.
Howard Stern.
There was something a
I
while
think
back.
Howard Stern may be on that same channel.
What was that? Hey, Kai, what was that thing on Spot that happened a while back where all those people were pulling their record labels off Spotify because of some kind of blow up about something?
They weren't getting paid royalties.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the only, bands don't make much money on royalties anymore. I mean, they still make a good chunk of money. Don't get me wrong. They make millions of dollars a year off
Why
royalties.
are we talking about this when we're a podcast?
We're a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. And he was asking me what the thing was with Spotify and why all these labels were pulling their stuff off of Spotify. It's because Spotify wasn't paying the proper royalties.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And, all the broadcasting that we've done, we've always gone through the proper channels and made sure the artists got their royalties. The service that we use paid the artist royalties. That was part of the service we were using. So, and we had to use all the, I can't even remember now, DPMR, whatever, had to be registered with the music or whatever. So, in order to use it.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
What's going up there, Fire Taz?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
We're doing
Hey,
good.
How about you?
We're testing out the new fancy shirt.
That's ridiculous.
See?
I even
Productions
broke
and
out.
Vermont
I even
Radio's
broke
shirt.
out my bolo tie for the occasion.
The bolo tie.
This is my dad's
Bolo tie.
bolo tie. Yeah. So
Can't believe it. Can't
Got
believe
the bolo tie.
he was a big fan of bolo ties.
And my dad was into them for a little while, and then he kind of got out of them. He tried it out, didn't work for him. He went back to his
the only time he wore a tie
ties.
was the only time he wore a tie is when he was, going
Yeah, right, for his
he was
football.
in the military, and that's the only time he wanted to wear a tie. Anything else was a bolo tie. So
Exactly. So, Fartas, have you heard me saying that we are now broadcasting on Spotify too?
I just
Well,
heard something
Spotify.
about that, so that's good.
Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple.
Music.
Ah,
There's
cool.
more to come, but I didn't
So
register
awesome.
all of them yet.
You're up in the big leagues now, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
hope
there. That's the reason why I'm working hard.
Eventually,
There.
we're going to have a studio on the Canadian-U.S. border, and we'll just sit across. We'll have it built right on the border. See,
Ain't there
Well,
a house?
talk
There's a
to,
house that's like that. No,
There
There's
is a house
built
like
on the
that.
border.
Yeah,
There's a library
In the middle of the
there's
house,
more
it's
than
written
one.
U.S. and Canada. Hey,
There's more than one house built on the border.
Yeah.
There's a library too.
so when they're going to build a wall from the Canadian side, what are they going to do? They'll have to chop the house down.
Are they building a Canadian wall?
Oh, they'll just build around the house. Be like on a cartoon where they squiggle around it.
Didn't what's his name? Didn't Trump say that that's what he wanted to do?
No, he
No,
wanted to
he
build
just
a
wants
wall
the
on the
southern
southern border and make it Mexico.
No, I know
nation.
he's hard for the southern border, but I thought I overheard him
No.
saying that he wanted to do maybe the Canadian side.
No, he did
No,
not
he-
want to do the
he
Canadian
should.
side. What he wanted to do from the Canadian side was get the pipeline for the oil. But Joe Biden built his thing up to say, no, we're not taking any oil from Canada. So now we're paying $4 and $5 a gallon. And because he did
No.
that, he built that. And then
No oil, but you're taking electricity.
I don't get it.
You're
Don't
taking
get it.
electricity from Quebec.
Oh, what, for New York or something like that?
Yeah, New York and whoever. I think there's a couple of states that have
New York.
the connection.
Probably Michigan.
Because that's what we keep saying all the time. We were, here in Canada. In Quebec,
I think the regular people of this world would have no problem putting a pipeline into Canada to deliver oil if we could do it with the same amount of safety and precautions that we do with the Alaskan pipeline. We put the safety things on like we do on the Alaskan pipeline and put it on a line that came from Canada into the U.S. I don't think there would be any issues. But all these people are worried about an oil spill and it gets in the river, and it would be devastating. It would destroy the environment, no doubt.
Okay.
We already got oil lines
But
coming from Canada into the U.S.
I know, but they're not coming from where the oil sand area is, and that's what they were building, and that's what Biden shut down.
Yeah,
So-
that was the oil
the
sands. That was the oil sands of Alberta.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, but the other thing is, some of these oil lines are getting old and they need replacement. Have you seen them? They're
the
getting
ones
bad.
there's ones that run under the Great Lakes that are in drastic need for replacement and repair, and the oil company that's pumping oil through them doesn't care.
He doesn't.
Doesn't care. No, they're undermined. They're sagging. There's gonna
They're
be an
not
oil
strapped down.
rupture. There's gonna be an oil rupture in the Great Lakes, and I guess within the next 10 or 15 years, if they don't do something about it.
Self-induced crisis via the Biden administration for not lifting a finger to do anything about it. Typical.
Also,
It concerns me.
business, too.
That one concerns me because that's the largest source of fresh water for the United States.
Oh yeah.
Is the Great Lakes.
It'd be Vandel's incident all over again.
Well, and it flows all the way down through the United States. I mean,
Exxon
people don't-
Valdez.
people
Yeah.
don't realize how important that is. Well, look what Exxon Valdez did.
Oh,
I mean, it destroyed the
still
coast, and it
devastates.
went down the whole coast. It went down the coast, destroyed.
Horizon did the same thing.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think that one's kind of fishy.
While we're on the topic of environment, so Fire Taz, you'll like this one. We had a huge thunderstorm roll through the other day, yesterday, a series of them actually, but the first one that came through was really severe. A lot of cloud to ground lightning. We had six lightning strikes. So the whole city was out and about, fire department wise. The first one was a commercial structure fire. They got there and engine 9 was like, it's not the structure, it's their power generating windmill that got struck by like one of these huge, windmills. So they said that there's nothing we can do. It's too high up. We can't shoot it with water, and the lightning's too dangerous. He's like, so they left an engine and a ladder on scene for until Virginia Power got there to shut it down. Virginia Power gets there and they're like, we don't own the windmill. That's not ours. We can't do anything about it. So they couldn't figure out who to contact to shut this damn windmill down because the thing is burning. I mean, it was just flames roaring out of the back of it. And this one, I was talking to the captain of Engine 9, and he said this morning, and he was like, "Oh well," he goes, "Well, apparently it turned out it was a privately owned. It was by a privately owned business that was owned, and they're out of China. So this windmill is owned by a Chinese company, and they refused to shut it down. And they said no, let it burn." And we'll just get the insurance money off. So he's like, he's like, dude, we just sat there with our, he's like for 4 hours, and then finally a heavier rainstorm came through, and actually put the fire out. But he said the turbine burned up. I mean, he said it was just black smoke, And he said, yeah,
Well,
so much for
oil,
clean
a ton of
energy being
oil.
good for the environment.
Those things are oil cooled.
Oh yeah, well,
Those things hold 1,000 gallons of oil.
I watched
Not more.
Dirty Jobs. I watched Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe one time, and he was up inside one of those things. Guy said that the average windmill holds between 4,000 to 5,000 gallons of oil at the base of it. Then they have to have a pump. At stages, they have pumps going up that thing to keep it, because you got friction loss going. You're fighting gravity to pump all that oil upwards. And then so he's like, it's not really, he goes, it's clean energy that's not really clean because you're still using the petroleum product to lubricate it. And and he's like, and they haven't figured out how to use like graphite or air cool because it won't generate enough, power. So he's like, unless we return to the old Dutch cog and, pinion windmills, but yeah, I was like, holy shit. But we had 3 of those lightning strikes turned out to be working fires. So we had 3 working fires going on out of the 6 lightning strikes. Wow. Yeah, it was an active day. I was running command on one scene and with the assistant chief of the career department. So we had a lot going on, and we moved from one fire to another, to assist as we could. But they got them all out. No one hurt. Extensive property damage on all 3. Mainly to the upper floors in the attic area where the lightning had hit. But yeah, it was. We couldn't put any aerials up because of the thunderstorm. So it was. Yep. It was all interior,
that roll of storms came through our area earlier yesterday morning, and we had some trees down. We had 1 lightning strike. Fortunately, no structure fire. But we get a call, got a tree down, and the chief says, no one respond to a tree down until the storm passes by. He says, we don't need you out there in this until the storm goes by. Says don't only respond if it's a structure fire. So if it was a tree down across the roadway, they'll just have to wait. So
well, usually with us, with those big storms, when you get a lot of that high wind and rain and stuff, they do a reduced response call, and instead of sending the normal complement of engine ladders and such, they'll reduce it down from 2 battalion chiefs to 1, then they'll do 2 engines, a ladder, and like one of the fire rescue support vehicles, something like that. So it's
modified assignment.
Yeah.
Are you guys using
response?
Are you guys using gas chainsaws?
Oh yeah.
Or do you guys switch over to electrics yet?
Oh, we do all our Hearst tools, all our Jaws of Life, the snips, everything we use on a accident scene is all battery powered now. So it's all portable. No more pulling the hoses out and doing all that. They come with these
chainsaws and stuff like that. It's all gas powered and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because I just switched to an electric.
Okay.
Switched over to a Greenworks commercial, 82 volt, and that thing is a beast, dude. I'll put it up against my steel any day of the week.
Okay.
Thing's
How
insane.
much did it cost?
With battery and charger, it was $5.99.
Not bad.
Well,
It's
brand new
not
gas
bad,
powered
but-
steel is going to run me $8
Yeah.
for a 20-inch. If I buy the electric steel, it's almost $900.
Damn.
And it doesn't come with a fast charger. These Greenworks come with fast chargers, and
Well, I just
literally
got
charge the battery in 30 minutes.
I got a nice battery powered blower. That thing, it doesn't have as much pushing power as a gas, but I mean, if you're just looking to clear a driveway, patio,
I
blow
think
out your garage, it works
made
great. But
this new line of electric yard tools that they're coming out with, depending on who makes them, which is key. If you get the commercial style stuff, that stuff really performs.
It's solid. It's solid.
I hear somebody chewing.
That's not me. I'm not chewing on anything.
Sounded like
Not
you.
yet. No, I
So you're the only one making
did.
noises.
Somebody else might be chewing, but I was saying because it smells good in here. I was giving a yummy sound because of the smell in here, but I haven't put a lick of food in my mouth yet.
And then, no, I was wondering if that's in the plan or if you're just going to keep using gas. Is the plan eventually going to switch to electric?
We talked about it. The Virginia Beach Fire Department's appropriation committee has talked about it several times, especially after getting our hearse tools over to battery power. But they get turned down. The city doesn't trust it. It ends up going to the to get financed. They approve it, and then the city bucks it back because they're like, no, the city council members that have to approve the budget look at it and they go, and no. And so because we still got a lot of old hats on city council, which means that they're still used to the old way of doing things. They don't want to change it. I don't know about what about you guys?
The other day I was reading, I can't remember exactly where, I was trying to look it up, but a firehouse burnt down due to a battery.
Yeah, batteries can be dangerous if they're mishandled.
And then my ex-wife, which lives 2 hours away from me, we're still on good terms and stuff. She had a storage unit, and a storage unit up, close to hers, caught on fire, and it burned up all her stuff too. And the fire department determined that it was caused by a lithium battery.
Wow.
So, and there's a lot of fires and stuff like that. The fire department is still working on how to fight.
I wonder how you guys are going to put out these electric cars when they start.
Oh,
well,
dude, you gotta let them burn.
And that is if there's no danger, that's what you do. You let them burn. A regular car fire, the most you may use 1,000 gallons of water. 2,000, and that's being a lot of water. On electric car fire, they're using 10,000 gallons. Exactly. And the thing is, you'll get it put out, and 30 minutes later, poof, it starts back up. So it's just the way they're built. And until they, I know from some of the articles and stuff because I read about all this kind of stuff, they're working on the compartment where the batteries are at, working on where a connection is, where all you have to do is hook a hose to it, and it floods that whole compartment where the batteries are at. So, but right now,
like thermal runaway.
Yes. Yeah, and there's even I don't care for them because they say, they're better for the environment, but if you see how they're made and all this bull crap, no, they're not. And then the recycle, there's hardly any place to recycle them. There's a few places, but not many.
They're coming online now. The lithium ion recyclers are coming online.
And but the dangers yet are still, there's like these electric scooters and these little hoverboards. There's videos out there and reports of houses burning down, even people getting killed because the fire starts and they get trapped and they can't get out because of these things here. So,
my fat butt's going out a window.
But it's I personally wouldn't have one. That's just me, but
old batteries. The old batteries, you got to be careful how many you put in a bag or store.
I remember those old 9 volts used to start a lot of fires.
Yeah.
Well,
people chuck them in their trash can and not cover the ends, and they hit on some metal or a can or something and start the trash can on fire.
Exactly. So
it's been an ongoing problem since we've had batteries, but
it's made worse now because these EV batteries have so much. I mean, the material that they're made out of, it just burns and it creates its own oxygen. I mean, we even we have one. We actually happened to have a dealership, one of these small dealerships. Got a call, and it was a Tesla on fire. They basically took it off the truck, put it in the parking lot, and 20 minutes later it caught fire. And this thing was burning. When we got there, I mean, they had moved all their cars away from it, obviously, to keep from collateral damage. But the guy said, well, we parked it, and then we went in, and then somebody came running in, a customer came running, hey, that Tesla out there is smoking from underneath. Well, he's like, next thing you know, you just, and big flames just started popping up. And when we got there, it was fully engulfed. And so the first thing I did is I told the driver of the engine, I said, let's get some universal foam on this thing and foam it and see if that won't, smother it. Didn't work, because like I said, the stuff this shit is made out of just creates its own oxygen. So underneath that foam, it's still burning, and you can see the foam. I mean, it was stupid. And then it evaporates, and it woofums back up.
So you guys still use foam?
Yeah. We don't use the AFFF anymore, which causes cancer. I don't know if you hear that. We use
water supplies. And,
we use a universal, environmentally friendly foam that won't hurt.
The Air Force Base got in trouble for that. It's contaminated a whole bunch of water down on the south side of town. Because they would spray it on the runways during practices or if a plane was crashing, and then when it runs off the runway, it gets into the local water table, and it just sits there. I think you gotta aerate it out or something like that.
Yeah. There's a process they have to go through to get it to break it down.
So between them and Schlegelach did a lot of chromium processes down there and contaminated the water supply too. So they're kind of helping each other out by building these big aerating things, and it's aerating the underground water to outgas that chromium and that stuff that's in the spray foam.
Yeah. And another thing here is just recently, the past couple of years have been big, is the firefighters' turnout gear. There's been a big thing about what they call PFAS chemicals, which what they call the forever chemicals, and they're working on trying to get better. It's in the moisture barrier thermal layer section of the gear, but they said that these companies have known for years that these chemicals were bad, and yet they just kept on.
That's a class action lawsuit, and who's going to jump on that?
National Association of Firefighters has a lawsuit against a lot of these chemical companies for allowing that and stuff like that. So they're
like the world needs changing stuff. The world needs to sue Dow. Was it Dow Chemical for all the Teflon?
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, they
don't ever use Teflon. Throw that crap away. Get rid of it. It's not good for you.
Why?
It produces a C8 chain, a carbonate chain, which then can give you cancers and all kinds of stuff. Make your teeth fall out. All kinds of. Oh yeah, serious. Totally serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's not allowed. It's not allowed in a lot of countries anymore, but it's still allowed here in the U.S.
There's a lot of
Dow chemicals.
There's a lot of things allowed here in the U.S. It's not allowed overseas, because here in the United States, most of those companies have the politicians in their back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, like we can't mine lead in America anymore, but we can pay the Chinese to import it for us.
Yeah, really, exactly.
Wow.
Going back to that whole China, what China doesn't own, but so we have a steel mill in Pueblo. I think it's still down there, But
It
I
is.
found out it's not owned by Americans anymore. It's owned by the
Hi,
Russians.
Super Agent.
Hi,
It's
Super
owned
Agent.
by the Russians. The Russians own that steel mill.
Okay.
And it's not working too. It's not. It is when I go by it. It's not. There's not much there, but there's activity.
No, they're tearing stuff down and rebuild. They're still making steel, but they're revamping stuff. It's not an American company, and there's a lot of Chinese companies that are buying up food source items here in the United States. You know, like people produce ham and sandwich meat, and Big Butcher. The big four butchers are owned by some foreign powers.
Smithfield.
Smithfield's owned by them. There's a whole bunch of that stuff going on, and these companies are no longer owned by Americans, man. Our
If I
food
remember,
security's going down the toilet.
I think it's somewhere. I think it's South Dakota. They bought a bunch of farmland by an Air Force base.
They're doing that a lot.
Yeah.
Not just in South Dakota, not North Dakota. They're doing it over across the entire country.
Mm-hmm. Well, you heard about the Saudi Arabia's down in Arizona. Yeah, it was Arizona.
What are they doing
No.
down there?
Or New Mexico. Arizona or New Mexico. But they own a alfalfa farm.
Okay.
And they're allowed to pump as much water as they want. And all the local farmers are like, why can they get away with it? We can't.
Yeah, that's going to end up going to court.
And
I'm surprised the local water board.
alfalfa.
I suppose the local water board hasn't come in and hit them on the hand like you're pumping too much groundwater.
They allow that. They literally say that's part of their deal.
Well,
And they ship all this alfalfa
That's
over
like
to Saudi Arabia.
that's like Nestle and all these companies that make all the spring waters and mineral waters here in the States, where they use the municipal water supply to make their bottled water. They pay less for their bottled water, to make bottled water than we pay for water to come out of our tap.
Yeah, and I saw that there's a video I think that I seen on about that, and it's Nestle Waters exactly.
Nestle's one of the big ones that's done it.
Yeah, they're draining out all the cities. They're draining out the cities where they go pump the water. Yeah.
Yeah, because they get a special deal on the water, so they could, because hey, we'll put our plant in your city, but we got to get X price per cubic foot in order to put our plant there.
Wow.
Well, it's like a CIA data center out by Utah.
It's been there for decades.
But they're complaining how much water they're using there too.
It's because they're
And
liquid
they get a
cooling.
discount on it. Yep.
That's one of those centers that listens to like all the phone calls on that side of the United States.
Well, it's like the one in Wyoming, in Cheyenne.
Yeah, I haven't seen much about that one.
No,
they built that up pretty good.
Yeah, and they even listen to you when you're not on the phone too. So
Oh, I just find it amazing that how my phone, I still, you don't want to believe that the software's listening to you because it's just kind of spooky. It's all Clockwork Orange 1984 type thing, right? You talk about some stuff when you're with family members. You don't even look it up on your phone, and the next thing you know, you're on some website, and boom, up pops an ad for the exact same thing that you were talking about.
exactly.
you're totally right.
Oh, Facebook was famous for that.
Not only Facebook, you have even what's the name? You got Siri, you got Google. Everybody, they're all listening to us.
Mhm.
Alexa.
Alexa.
Yeah, because there's like if it's hooked up to your Amazon account, and this news reporter saying, "Oh yeah, this one person or this
I love asking Alexa questions like, "Do you work for the CIA?" You know,
What does he say?
It depends. You should ask your Alexa and find out. What government agency do you work for? Do you work for the CIA? Are you secretly recording me?
And of course, there's some CIA agent over there. Okay, he's on a watch list now. So
Yeah, that's it exactly.
Well, the other thing is, there's I remember, I don't know where this happened, but they looked up the guy's search result, search on his Google account, and they found out, it's like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that to get bypass this? And it linked him right to the crime.
Well, yeah, that's why you delete your browser history, silly.
They saw. I've read this article where they took these two phones, different carriers. They took out the SIM cards, but they left them on, and they went throughout the city. And when they turned them on and put everything back in, it showed the routes where they had been at and everything like that.
Oh yeah,
even without the SIM cards and stuff like that.
That's why there's a big movement. It's called to de-Google or de-Apple your phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, huge movement to do it. Like, I had to buy the new Apple phone because I had no choice because the de-Googled options they're not quite ready. But when they are ready, I'll be switching.
Okay.
Because you can shut off your GPS, it's a physical switch. You can shut off your camera and microphone, physical switch. The Pine phone, but you got to be pretty savvy in Unix or Linux to operate that one. And I'm not very good at it. So
yeah,
well, that's what I heard.
Now, as far as Alexa, I always keep my camera off.
So you think?
It has a little shutter thing on it. You can close it.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't turn and move around and face you every time
you put some black tape on the camera.
Your Alexa turns and looks at you.
Yeah, I got one of these ones that has a screen and then it rotates around the
Oh, that is creepy.
That's creepy.
Oh. Yeah,
so you can watch,
I'm sorry. Nope.
I'm out, dude.
You can watch videos and stuff, but
I'm out. I know.
I got it from my brother. My brother gave it to me for a birthday present one year.
That technology is awesome.
I was like,
don't get me wrong. Well, that's not a cheap device either, because
no.
Well,
and
go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm just saying all this AI. I mean, AI is awesome in what it can do, but AI scares the snot out of me.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
That's what you were going to talk about. That's what you're talking about, Kai. And look, the new and I am going to do some publicity here, but the new Windows 12 that's coming out. Damn.
Sorry.
Okay, we're going to mute you here in a second if you don't.
God.
That was my fault. I dropped the dish. Anyways, go ahead. I'm done eating. I'm getting ready to set my camera up here to come on board.
Okay.
All right, that's why you didn't hear me there for about 10 minutes, because I was eating and I had muted myself.
What a blessing for the listeners.
Yes. No one wants to hear ABC.
I'm gonna do like Firetaz told me. I'm gonna kick you. Yeah. So, I was trying to say, okay.
Yes, go ahead, Verm.
Yeah, before he starts off again. Yeah. So, the new Windows 12 that's coming out has what we call, it's already existing in our computers, has what it's called Copilot. Copilot is the new IA for
AI.
AI, so it's true. I'm saying it in the reverse. I'm saying it in French. AI in the future for Windows.
I don't know if I want that on my computer.
But it's going to be automatically because it's going to be running everything. So you're going to be talking to your computer. You're going to be saying Copilot. You know?
I don't
No.
like that because...
Hold on. I got something for this. I remember as a kid saying, how cool would it be to talk to your computer like they do in Star Trek?
Well, that's what's going to happen.
We all wanted it,
guys.
We all wanted it, but I don't know if I want that.
Well, look, see my new podcast?
I'm torn.
Yeah, you see my new French podcast that I have?
Mm-hmm.
We asked Copilot to do our logo. He created the logo of the podcast. Go look at the podcast on SoundCloud too. You'll see the logo.
We should do that. We should do that for our logo. See what they come up with.
Yeah, but I mean, and then you tell Copilot, put a horse, put this, put that, and he does it, and gives you all these. So we're going there. So remember,
AI is a great tool with the correct libraries.
Yeah.
To reinforce and make business more efficient, like for lawyers and all that stuff, and accountants and doctors, where they can have all those resources at their fingertips, where they can go, hey, look up the tax liability on blah blah and blah. If I do X1, X2, or X3, and what's the difference in taxes? And the AI can spit that out in a matter of minutes, where it would take an accountant all day to a week, depending on what he's researching, to get you an answer.
In that case, I can understand that. But when you're talking about self-driving machines, and all that, I'm worried about somebody hacking. I'm sorry,
dude. It's they're gonna take your job, dude.
Well,
your job's gonna be one of the first ones to go for AI.
But I'm gonna hate to see the result.
Yep.
No,
because
totally.
They may have a
Sorry. Yeah.
But the other thing is, the result is, once somebody hacks, you're screwed.
Well, what's that movie that just came out not too long ago, where all the Teslas are coming down the road and blocking the roads and?
Yeah, that's a science fiction movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all the white ones. All the white cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like the day after, but with computer viruses and everything.
Yeah,
else.
it's like the AI took over the planet or whatever.
Yeah, like Terminator and everything
No,
else.
they did a film back in the day in the 80s called what was that, Maximum Overdrive, where the trucks took over. Remember the trucks and machines started running?
Yeah.
The drawbridge went
but they were alive.
Yeah,
though.
but that was
wasn't
more
like
fictional.
AI. That was fictional.
That was more
alive.
fictional. When you look at what's coming up, and they're using now, they're doing a lot more movies.
These auto drive cars.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
if somebody tries to steal, say for instance, I see this in the future. If somebody tries to steal your car, they're just going to lock. They're going to lock the thief in it and drive it to the police station.
Yeah. Well, look, did you remember when in 2014 when the first Jeep Cherokee came out?
Okay.
In the States, okay? Two hackers were able to get into the car.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
And they asked a reporter, I want you to sit in the car and let us do a report. You do the report, and the guy done it. He done a report on it, and he was scared like hell, because in the States there's something that wasn't locked, and Chrysler hadn't figured out how to do a firewall with the car. So the two hackers said openly, film us. We're going to do it, and we're going to show Chrysler that we could take over the damn car. And exactly that's what happened. They got into the car. You were able to see their face in the radio part, the 8-inch screen, and then they told the guy, "Okay, don't worry. We're going to drive the car on the auto route, and don't worry, we're going to control," because they could see with the cans. They were able to see it in the car. They were driving the car and they were seeing where they were going.
Yeah.
And the guy was there and he said, "Don't touch nothing. Let us control." So then suddenly they put the heater on. We're going to press the pedal gate, the pedal brake, and they were like slowing up the car. And
that was back in 2014.
Yeah, 2014. Okay.
Imagine what they could do now.
A year after, Chrysler took these two guys and put them on the payroll. So, that's the reason why now they can't hack a car anymore, because now they got hackers.
Don't say it can't be hacked.
No.
Yeah. Don't say that.
Nobody's devoted resources into trying to hack it yet. That's the answer.
No, they hacked it once, so yeah.
I was watching this this documentary recently on it was on Netflix, and they were interviewing all these people from, like, they had people from China, people from mainly from Japan and Taiwan, because Japan's like the technological center of the universe when it comes to robots and AI. And they said that they believe that that's the origination of AI was Japan, and through their robotic technology in the 80s. And they said as it got more and more advanced, and this one guy, they asked him, they said, well, given that the movie Terminator always talks about that the AI became self-aware at one point, and then they tried to pull the plug, but it didn't work, and then it became smart. And
that's where it auto-defended itself.
Yeah,
it knew the humans were going to shut it down.
And the guy from Japan looked at the other guys, and they're like doing a round table, and the guy looks at him and he goes, we already have AI in Japan right now, in labs that are self-aware. He's like, he said, but this is one thing people need to, when people get crazy about the movie Terminator, every machine invented is invented by a human. Humans are prone to error. And he goes, you can have Albert Einstein or greater IQ. You can be the most or the smartest person in the world, but you're still an imperfect being. Therefore, you're going to create an imperfect being. None of us are God. None of us have a perfection that the Almighty has. And he said, if you believe in that such thing. But he said, even if you don't, you got to remember that humans are imperfect. Therefore, all the machines that we create, all the AI we create is based off an imperfect human that programmed it, that put it together. And that's why you have bugs in all these things. That's why
on that. If this AI is so imperfect, the thing is like when some of these like Chat GBTs and all these things came online, they were X number of times, smarter than a human. But now they're progressing at such a level, they're 100,000 times smarter than humans are. So if they're self-aware, what says they're not going to write their own codes and fix their own issues?
Wow.
Well, nothing says that, but what he was getting at is that because there is always a weak link in the chain because of human error, which this obviously connects the dots with hackers. No matter how smart that computer gets, it will never think like a human being. It will never, the human brain is still a mystery in how it processes, how fast we make connections. Computers aren't human. So he's like, when we have a thought process, and some of these people that are expert hackers out there will always beat the system, no matter how advanced that AI and how self-aware it is. And he said it will always be based off of that, some kind of weak link in there, and therefore the hacker will always find a way to beat the system. He said, and
I agree with that statement. Hackers will always find a way to beat the system. There is always a hole in something.
Yeah, because they're going to look for that weak, just like no matter how good your armor was in the medieval days, a good archer could always find the chink in any chain mail, and aim for that spot and get its target. Same thing applies here. Is that the guy said, he's going to look for that loophole, that the little something in there, and they're going to just find it, and then even if the computer is self-aware and tries to correct itself or protect itself from that hacker, once he gets in, all he has to do is get in, and he could download any kind of virus that would halt that process in some sort of way to give him time to get whatever information he's looking from that system.
I think it's going to get a lot more tougher and a lot more. It's going to be AI fighting AI.
I agree with that.
It's going to be hackers designing AI because I got guys now that I work with and I know that have they have a home office like this, and they got a machine sitting over here to my, like I got to my right, and they're running an entire AI platform on that machine. And one of these guys is using it for stock trading, and another guy is using it to help him with his photo stuff and a bunch of other stuff for like work and computer programming. So it's amazing.
Well,
There's a bunch of freeware AI out there you can get. You can download libraries and tell it what you want it to do. And if you're smart enough, you can get it all synced together. Put a couple video cards in there for the processing power.
you know what, you guys, because we're coming close to the end. I just want to add something to what we're talking about, the topic. If you have the opportunity, go look at, we're doing a lot of commercial tonight, but go look at Netflix. The new Atlas came out. It's a film. Atlas
that
with
was good.
Jennifer Lopez. It's exactly what we're talking about. It's exactly where and where the AI android took over what by mistake of a human that became aware of how humans are.
It's a good movie. It's a go watch.
Are adding.
If you're into sci-fi, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. It's worth it. I can tell you. And it gives in the Akai, if you remember the game, it has a little bit of Titanfall. The robots in there, it's all Titanfall when they get into the suit there and they go and they're riding. So go see that movie and you'll understand a little bit of what we're talking about. All that. I got
a feeling that is like part one in a series of movies that's going to come out.
It finishes that way. I got a feeling that she's going to make another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
iRobot's a good one too.
Yeah, iRobot. Yeah, I saw that one too. But we're going because they're making more movies into the AI base. So because that's what's coming up. So like I told you. So ladies and gents, I need to shut this down because we're already at 102. Thank you very much, everybody. We've got to call a lot of people in tonight. We had Akai, wait, before I say bye to everybody.
Please subscribe on all our platforms. Please go to our swag shop. Are we going to be selling these ones? Or this is going to be like, maybe we do a special order at some point?
Well, it might be a special order maybe one day, but we are going to have shirts.
One day this may be a special order, this Gucci wear.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more
it feels good. It's a really, like when you feel shirts, like new shirts, they're all kind of scratchy and weird. This one actually feels good. That's
the shirts that I wear in the rodeos. So Akai wanted one. I said
I would wear it on the air, and Vern was like, "You would?" And I go, "Well, yeah, it supports us. Yeah, it's our other half of it's our French side. So I gotta support the French side."
Yeah, and you're right. And LPV is Les Productions Vermes or Verme Productions. So it's what I use when I do all my gigs. It's exactly these shirts I use. I have black. I have that one.
We have a swag shop at vermelandradio.com. Go out there. It's all on one website. Kind of peruse around. Go buy a T-shirt. Go buy a coffee cup. Buy a mug. Help support the station. That way we can makes the bill cheaper at the end of the year when we got to pay all the web pages and
if you like
whatever
what we
other
do,
things we got to pay for.
You can help us out. Crazy. Send us comments, and if you want different topics too at the same time. And if you need to help us in donations, just go through our website and you'll see there's a little icon. Click on donations, help us out. And we're going to do more and more. And
if you disagree with anything that we've said on the station, this is our own opinions. It's not of Vermeland Radio or of LPV Productions. If you disagree with what we've said, please write us an email. Give us your valid proof of why we are wrong or what we said that was wrong. And we will if you convince us and we're like, yep, we were wrong. We will come up and say we were wrong, or we'll think you're a nutter. But we're open to discussion.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's see each other all next Tuesday at 9 Eastern, like usual. Have a nice one.